Here we go. There we go. Right. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Power in 3 Minutes, Stories to Change Your Life. And this is a series in our 30 days to step into your greatness. I am excited because these stories that I'm sharing with you are stories that have changed my life. And I know these are stories that have changed millions of other people's lives. And you and I know that stories is a very instinctive and very native language of humans. Because when we hear stories, we are able to identify, we are able to personify, and we are able to bring ourselves into them, right? And also, the stories I'm going to be telling will help you change the way you look at things. And one of the mentors that I am really quoting over here is one of my mentors, Dr. Dyer, and he often said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So without so much further ado, let me jump into our story for today. Our story for today is coming from one of my most favorite books, and that's the Bible. And this story is in Luke. And Luke 10, and it's 38 to 42. And it's a story about Martha and Mary. Now, as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary who sat at the feet of the Lord and just listened to his teachings. But Martha was so busy and so distracted serving. And in her heart, she went up to Jesus and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to come over and help me." The Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary, and Mary, your sister, has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." Why am I telling this story, and why is it important? The reason I'm telling this story today on our third day is because especially we as women can get so caught up in the doing, in the busyness, in the serving, that we actually forget the reason we are and the reason we can be even better people is by actually replenishing ourselves. Sitting at the feet of Jesus, Mary demonstrated this is what's most important. In fact, Jesus said that she had chosen the better option. Now, it's not that serving is not right or correct, yeah, but there is a time for that, and there is it's about making choices. What is more important at a particular time? Remember, at that point, Jesus was on his way to, we know that Jesus always went around doing good. So he was on his way, he was in that village, and he popped in, right? Now, Martha, instead of actually taking the opportunity to relish the goodness, to receive, to be able to be filled, to be replenished again, she She was anxious about how can I do this for him? Maybe, possibly even how can I impress him? Which is very typical, especially of us women. And when we talk about especially self-care, right? Part of self-care, and the reason I'm telling this story on day 3 is because part of self-care includes, in fact, learning new concepts, replenishing yourself, looking after yourself is a very big part of growth. It's not, we are human beings, not human doings. Unfortunately, because of a lot of cultural influence, a lot of patriarchy, a lot of beliefs, we as women think we possibly only have value when we are doing instead of when we are being. And unfortunately, the problem is when we are so caught up in the business of doing, we end up emptying ourselves and we are left empty. And like mother, you begin to resent those who are actually relishing, enjoying, growing, because you have chosen to deplete yourself. And I want to add this, which is something I often teach women in my group, in my community, in my family, which we call the family, is when you see yourself constantly busy, finding your value in business, finding your value in pleasing people, that is often a trauma response. You were conditioned that you were of no value unless you were doing, unless you were serving people. And you are conditioned that you don't matter, other people matter. And the truth is, each one of us matters. In fact, the biggest commandment is love the Lord God with all your heart and then love others as you love yourself. So you cannot love other people unless you have loved yourself enough. And unfortunately, that is something that, especially women, we don't embody that. In fact, it is seen as selfish. As you saw, Martha was angry with Mary. She was resentful. And a lot of women live in that. You know, when we see other people enjoying their lives, other people taking breaks, we begin to condemn them. We begin to judge them. But it doesn't have to be like that. We can choose the better option so that we are replenished, we are rejuvenated, and then we've got something to give. So that's our story for today. It was from Luke 10, 38 to 42, and it's the story of Martha and Mary. I'm going to drop it here for those of you who have never come across this story. It's from the Christian faith. And for those of you who are of the Christian faith, I'm sure you know this story, but we are here as women to grow and to go and be of service. And the only way to be of service is to go, be of service. And to go, you need to grow. So I'm excited about today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of our Power in 3 Minutes, 30 days to stepping into your greatness. I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.